Hey Mom, I need to go to New York.
What? Why?
Hold up. To answer that, we're gonna have to go to the beginning. In this video, an AI controls my life for 48 hours. Artificial intelligence, it's all around us. It's in our streets, it's in our phones, and sometimes it's even in our houses. Now, a lot of people fear the power of artificial intelligence. But as a strong believer in this technology, I wanted to see what would happen if I let go of control and let the AI tell me what to do for 48 hours. What could possibly go wrong?
The way this AI works is as follows. AI researchers posited that human conversations are a series of inputs and then predictions about what comes next. So if someone says, hi, and then another person is like, what is the next thing that I say? You're predicting or coming up with the next best thing to say. So you could be like, hey, how are you? So if you formulate human conversation in this manner, then you can train an AI to simply predict the next best thing to say. And that's exactly what AI researchers did when they created GPT-3, which is the AI that we're going to be using. The outputs of this AI are so good that it basically sounds like human-like speech. Okay, so now that you guys understand how this works, let's actually apply this. So I'll construct a prompt which has some information about who I am and let GPT-3 come up with the response to that. Mustafa is an engineering student at the University of Toronto. He likes creating things, travels a lot, is interested in chess, and loves all things AI and robotics related. Mustafa has his own YouTube channel. He's very outgoing, and this is what it says. Mustafa woke up one day and decided to go to New York for an adventure to meet, and it just stops there. This is insane. New York. So I'm supposed to meet someone or something in New York. And after a quick phone call, I was off. Isn't it crazy how after a year and a half of staying indoors, an AI just decides to send me to New York? And finally, after a long flight, I was greeted by the beautiful sounds of the city.
Travel to New York, complete.
So we finally reached. Day one's basically over, so I'm gonna go to sleep. We'll see what the AI has in store for us tomorrow. So my prompt this time is, on his trip to New York, Mustafa met. So hopefully I meet someone, and the output that we got from this was, on his trip to New York, Mustafa met some chess hustlers who he beat at their own game when he returned to ... and the story continues. I guess the first order of business is to find chess hustlers somewhere in New York. We have to play them and beat them at their own game. I don't know how confident I am in my chess ability, but if the AI says we have to do it, that's what we're gonna do. Let's get to it. So we're on our way downtown, and I did some research and found that Union Square Park is the place where most chess hustlers usually operate. So we're gonna head over there first and see if we can get a match.
Al, you wanna play this guy? Play him.
This is Al. Little did I know that he's been playing chess for over 20 years and has even played Grandmasters and the Bota sisters. So I'm actually doing something pretty interesting today. I actually live in Toronto.
Toronto.
So while Al and I set up the pieces, I told him all about the AI that brought me to him.
That's pretty hip. What made you decide to come up with an AI?
A big non-profit group called OpenAI, they've been developing this for quite a while.
Okay.
But only select people in the world get access to it.
Next it'll be a synapse. They'll put it in you. And you'll get to play. You know I'm famous.
Really?
Yeah, I'm famous all over the world. Even up there on the moon.
And as Al told me how famous he was, it dawned upon me that I needed to win this game. Otherwise, I would have let you guys down. So I began the most intense game of chess that I've ever played in my life.
Do it again. Go with it.
Oh, sorry. Oh shit, that was a new mistake.
That was a mistake.
Time's up.
Hustler chess hustler, complete.
Damn! That was actually tough, and I won one. I lost the others.
I'm gonna fry him.
No way.
Mate.
Oh.
The old back rank mate.
I didn't see that. Nice job.
All right, man. You're not that bad.
You and your AI.
But hey, the story continues. I'm gonna go back to the AI, enter a prompt as to what happened. I might also mention the fact that I'm kind of hungry right now, and then hopefully it'll allow me to get some food. And sure enough, the AI asked me to have the most American meal in the most American place in New York. So I sat there wondering, where could that possibly be?
Think like a true American. Complete.
I'm having McDonald's because of AI. I'm walking in New York because of AI. I'm in Times Square because of AI. AI. Yep. I was losing my mind. But in all seriousness, isn't it amazing how if you open yourself up to a little spontaneity, which is what we're doing with this AI controlling my life for 48 hours, the world becomes your playground. And that's an amazing feeling. The final order the AI gave me was to turn New York into my own stage by performing stand-up comedy. Do you guys have spots available for dropping in to do? So my search began, and possible if I dropped in to do. It wasn't going really well. For every place, you either needed to be a professional or it was fully booked. Until we had only an hour or so remaining for the challenge, and then this happened. So we found a place, and we're just about reaching it. We're actually a bit late, so hopefully, I don't know if we're gonna get a spot, but hopefully we do. I had prepared this material haphazardly only moments ago, so I was super nervous. Everyone, take this out. Okay. I finally got this phone. I'll explain why it's a big thing. Most people are like, I know, I have phones as well. I was not actually raised with the internet, phone, or TV. It's quite unexpected because my parents thought that that would be a good idea. This had, of course, some unintended consequences. So whenever I talked to someone, right, and we were getting to know each other, and they were like, so do you have Instagram, or can I get like your phone number or something? I was like, I don't have a phone, but I can give you an email. And most of them were like, nah, you know, I don't want an email. But for the few that did, I gave them my mom's Yahoo. This was especially comical when I used to go over to my friend's house. So they all knew about my situation. One day they were like, okay, we got to give this guy, you know, some video games, give him some TV. And they were passing it to me like it was some illegal substance. They used to look around for my parents. They're like, hey, you want to play some FIFA? I'm like, yeah. So it was a bit of a challenge. But fast forward, you know, I get to like grade 3. Despite being completely out of my comfort zone, in front of an audience I had never seen before, in a city that wasn't even my home, and through the awkward laughters at my half-made jokes, or the silence at things that I thought were funny but actually weren't, in the end, everyone was having a bit of fun. I have all these numbers in my house that I'm noting down. I'll come back and finally call up all these people and make some friends. That's why I'm happy with this phone. That's about it. Thank you so much.
Perform stand-up comedy. Complete.
That was tough. That was pretty good first experience, I think. We're at the end of our journey. All the things that the AI asked us to do, we've completed. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. It's totally free, and you can always unsubscribe later. That's about it. See you in the next one.